Have you ever walked into a room in your own home and thought, why is this harder than it used to be? Maybe it's something as simple as reaching for a glass on the top shelf or bending down to tie your shoes by the front door. You've lived in your home for years, maybe decades, and you know it like the back of your hand. But as the years go by, the way we interact with our space starts to change. And that's perfectly normal. Our bodies age, our routines evolve, and suddenly, those little things we never noticed before can start to wear us down. But here's the good news. Your home can evolve with you. You don't need to move, tear everything down, or spend a fortune. Sometimes, small changes make the biggest difference. Changes that help you feel safer, more comfortable, and more joyful in the space you love. Today, we're going to talk about just that. How you can adapt your home to fit the life you're living now and want to continue living for many more years to come. Because a joyful life starts with feeling confident and at ease in your own home. Let's start with one of the most important areas that often gets overlooked: lighting. You might not think about it much, but poor lighting can quickly become a hidden hazard. As we get older, our eyes naturally need more light to see clearly, especially when reading, cooking, or moving around at night. So if you've ever found yourself squinting at a book or hesitating at the top of the stairs in dim lighting, you're not alone. One of the simplest upgrades you can make is replacing old bulbs with brighter, energy-efficient LED lights. They last longer and use less energy, which is kinder to both the planet and your wallet. Consider adding motion sensor night lights in hallways, bathrooms, and bedrooms. They gently light your way without you having to fumble for switches, especially during those middle-of-the-night bathroom trips. A few extra table lamps or under-cabinet lights in the kitchen can also make a huge difference. Not only does better lighting prevent accidents, but it also uplifts your mood. It's amazing how much more energized and secure you can feel when your space is warm and well lit. Next, let's talk about something we use every single day: flooring. You probably don't think much about what's under your feet until it becomes a problem. Slippery rugs, uneven thresholds, or worn-out carpet can turn a simple walk from the kitchen to the living room into an obstacle course. And falls, as you may know, are one of the most common injuries among older adults. But again, this doesn't mean a complete overhaul is necessary. Start by walking through your home and noticing where you tend to trip, shuffle, or feel uneasy. Are there loose mats near the front door? Is the bathroom tile slick when wet? Take note. Then, make small changes. Secure rugs with non-slip backing or remove them altogether if they bunch up easily. Consider installing slip-resistant mats in the bathroom and kitchen, where water tends to be a culprit. If you have hardwood or tile floors, non-slip socks or house shoes with grip can help you move around more confidently. For those ready to go a step further, think about replacing high-pile carpet with something flatter and firmer. It's easier on the feet and less likely to trip you up. And don't forget thresholds between rooms. Even a small bump between the living room and hallway can become a catch point for your toes or a walker. Smooth transitions and level flooring aren't just nice. They're peace of mind. Now let's move into the heart of the home, the kitchen. You might still enjoy cooking or baking from time to time, or maybe even every day. But kitchen tasks can start to feel more like chores when drawers stick, shelves are too high, or your favorite mug is always just out of reach. Instead of forcing your body to adjust to your kitchen, think about how your kitchen can adjust to you. Start by reorganizing your cabinets and drawers so that your most used items are between waist and shoulder height. That way you're not bending too low or stretching too high. Things like heavy pans, blenders, or ceramic bowls should be easily accessible, not tucked in the back of a bottom cabinet. Lazy Susans and pull-out shelves are inexpensive upgrades that make a world of difference. And if you use a walker or wheelchair, even clearing out the space beneath the sink or stove can help you get closer to your work surface and reduce strain. Little adjustments like these might seem minor, but they add up. They save energy, protect your joints, and help you keep doing the things you love, like preparing meals or baking cookies for the grandkids. And while we're talking about enjoying your space, think about your favorite chair. You know the one. Maybe it's in the living room by the window, or next to a little reading lamp, the one where you settle in with a cup of tea and a book. Is it still easy to get in and out of? Or have you started noticing that it takes a little extra push from the arms or a gentle rock forward to stand up? A good chair can be your best friend, especially when it supports your back, keeps your feet flat on the floor, and lets you rise with ease. If your current chair is too soft, too low, or sinks too much, consider replacing it or adding a firm cushion. Even something as simple as a side table placed just right, so you don't have to twist or reach for your drink or remote, can make your space feel more supportive and relaxing. Our homes hold memories. They've seen birthdays, holidays, quiet mornings, and evenings full of laughter. They've been our safe haven through seasons of change. But they should also grow with us, not hold us back. Now that we've taken a look at lighting, flooring, and the kitchen, let's continue exploring the rest of your home. Because there's one space that often goes unnoticed until something goes wrong: the bathroom. It's one of the most frequently used rooms in the home, and unfortunately one of the most common places where accidents happen. Wet floors, hard surfaces, and small spaces can be a tricky combination, especially if you're trying to move quickly or balance while reaching for a towel. But with just a few thoughtful changes, your bathroom can become a much safer and even more enjoyable place to be. One of the simplest and most effective upgrades is adding grab bars near the toilet and inside the shower. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Grab bars, aren't those for hospitals? But these days, you'd be surprised. There are sleek, stylish designs that blend right in with your bathroom decor. And let me tell you, the peace of mind they bring is worth every penny. They're not just about safety, they're about confidence. When you know you've got something sturdy to hold on to, every movement becomes easier and less stressful. If you use a traditional bathtub and climbing over the edge has become a challenge, a walk-in shower or a tub with a door can make a huge difference. If that's not in the cards right now, consider a sturdy bath seat and a handheld shower head. It turns what might feel like a balancing act into a calm, comfortable experience. Soft, non-slip mats both inside and outside the tub are a must. And don't forget a good bath mat to soak up any extra water. Another small detail that's often overlooked is the toilet height. Standard toilets can be surprisingly low, which makes sitting and standing more difficult than it should be. A comfort height toilet or a simple raised seat attachment can make everyday routines feel effortless again. It's one of those changes that you'll appreciate every single day. Now let's wander down the hallway for a moment. Hallways might not be where we spend most of our time, but they're the connectors of our home. And when they're cluttered or narrow, they can become silent troublemakers. It's so easy to let things pile up: a small table, a stack of magazines, even a pair of shoes left by the door. But anything that sticks out into your walking path increases the chance of a stumble or a bump. Take a walk through your own hallway with fresh eyes. Is there enough room to move easily, especially with a cane or walker? Could you navigate it in the dark if you had to? A few simple changes, like clearing out unnecessary furniture, mounting shelves instead of using floor stands, and adding wall-mounted lighting, can make a world of difference. And if your hallway is particularly narrow or dim, mirrors can be your best friend. They reflect light and make small spaces feel bigger and brighter. Speaking of moving through the house, doors are another area where a few small tweaks can improve daily life more than you'd expect. Traditional round doorknobs can become a nuisance for aging hands. Swapping them out for lever handles is a subtle but significant improvement. They're easier to use, especially if arthritis or stiffness makes gripping harder. You can open a door with your elbow or even a closed fist, no twisting required. And what about the entryways themselves? Thresholds and raised door sills can be real tripping hazards. Consider installing low-profile transitions or threshold ramps. These not only make it easier to walk safely, but also allow for smoother movement if you ever use a walker or wheelchair. Keeping your home accessible means you can stay in it longer, comfortably and on your own terms. Now, let's pause for a moment and think about the space emotionally, not just physically. How do you feel in your home? Does it bring you peace, joy, a sense of comfort? Sometimes, adapting your space isn't only about preventing falls or making movement easier. It's also about creating an environment that lifts your spirits and reflects who you are now, not just who you were 30 years ago. If you find certain areas feel a little outdated or cluttered, this might be the perfect time to refresh them. It doesn't need to be a major renovation, a new coat of paint in a calming color, some family photos placed where you see them often, or letting more natural light into your living space can work wonders. Your home should be your sanctuary, a place that not only keeps you safe, but also fills you with happiness every time you step inside. Let's not forget about the sounds of your home either. Consider things like doorbells, phone ringers, or alarms. If your hearing isn't what it once was, and let's be honest, for most of us it changes over time, make sure these signals are loud and clear. There are systems now with visual alerts or vibration options that can help you stay connected and aware, without strain or frustration. And finally, think about how your home helps you stay connected to the world outside. Are your front steps safe? Do you have a sturdy railing? Is your porch light working properly? Even small outdoor adjustments, like a bench by the garden or a ramp instead of steps, can make all the difference in staying active and enjoying your neighborhood. You should feel as confident going out your door as you do walking through your hallway. There's a beautiful kind of freedom that comes from living in a space that supports your needs and celebrates your independence. And the best part? You don't need to wait for something to go wrong to make it better. You can make small, thoughtful improvements today that add up to a more joyful, comfortable life tomorrow. And while we're thinking about joy and independence, there's one more part of the home that deserves some real attention: the bedroom. It's more than just a place to sleep. It's where you begin and end your day, and it sets the tone for your overall rest and well-being. So ask yourself, is your bedroom working for you, or are you working around it? Start with the bed itself. Is it too high, too low, or just right for easy getting in and out? You'd be amazed at how something as simple as adjusting the height can reduce strain on your knees and back. If you find yourself rolling too much or needing to push off hard from the mattress, a firmer surface or an adjustable bed might be worth considering. The goal isn't just comfort, it's confidence and ease every morning and night. Then take a look around the room. Are your essentials within easy reach? A nightstand with a lamp, water bottle, phone charger, and perhaps a favorite book should be right by your side, not across the room. If bending over is getting tougher, consider a small basket or organizer that sits on top, keeping everything at your fingertips. And lighting, once again, plays a role here. A soft bedside light with an easy switch can help you wind down gently in the evening and help you see clearly if you need to get up during the night. Plug-in motion lights near the floor can guide your way without jarring your eyes awake. Closets, too, are often trickier than we think. If you're still stretching to the top shelf or crouching to find your shoes, it's time to rethink the setup. Lower rods, bins on wheels, or hanging organizers, though, can simplify getting dressed and cut down on effort. Getting ready in the morning shouldn't feel like a chore. It should feel like preparing for a great day ahead. And once your home feels safer, easier, and more joyful to live in, you'll start to notice how it affects your mood. When your body isn't straining or worrying about falls, your mind relaxes. When your space flows with your life instead of against it, you feel more at home in every way. But don't forget, adapting your home isn't just about function. It's about filling your space with life, purpose, and personality. Maybe that means bringing in more greenery, even just a few houseplants on the windowsill, or creating a cozy corner where you can sit with a cup of tea, call a friend, or listen to music. Maybe it's rearranging furniture so you have more room to stretch, move, or even dance a little if the mood strikes. And here's something important to remember. This is your space. There's no right or wrong way to design a home for aging, only your way. Some people want everything modern and minimal. Others find comfort in keeping their familiar items close. What matters most is that your home reflects who you are now and supports the life you want to keep living, full of movement, joy, and independence. If you ever feel overwhelmed by the idea of making changes, start small. Pick one drawer, one hallway, or even one light bulb. The tiniest improvements can lead to major shifts in how you feel. And when you see how much better life feels after one small step, the next one becomes that much easier. You've spent a lifetime building memories in your home. You've celebrated birthdays, cooked countless meals, cared for loved ones, and maybe even danced in the kitchen when no one was watching. This place has seen you through everything. And now, it can be shaped to carry you through this next chapter with even more ease and joy. So if there's one message I'd love for you to carry with you today, it's this. You deserve a home that supports your strength, not one that challenges it. You deserve a space that makes everyday living smoother, safer, and more fulfilling. And most importantly, you deserve to feel good in the place you call home. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you made any changes to your home that made a big difference in your life? Or is there something you're planning to adjust after watching this? Sharing your experience could really help someone else take that first step too. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Elderly Thrive for more practical, uplifting tips to help you live longer, safer, and more joyfully right where you are. Here's to living well, loving your space, and thriving at every age.